Sure.
Thank you. State calls Hugh Tang.
Just get the fourth quarter, if you would, please.
Thank you, sir. Agent Tang, if you can step this way to be sworn.
Raise your right hand. Left hand on the Bible. Do you affirm the testimony of the report shall be the truth, so help you God?
Thank you.
Take a seat as a witness stand. State your name again for the record. Spell your last name.
Wei Tang, last name T-A-N-G.
Thank you, Agent Tang. Who are you employed by?
I'm employed by South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, commonly known as SLED.
All right, and how long have you worked there?
I have been there 34 years.
And in what field are you employed?
I'm employed as a forensic scientist assigned to trace evidence section.
How many times have you testified as an expert in analyzing trace evidence?
In trace evidence, over 20 plus times.
Okay. And you have specialized background and training in that?
Yes, ma'am.
I would offer Mr. Tang as an expert in analyzing trace evidence at this time.
Any objection?
Your Honor, I would ask that the state ask this witness if she's offering him as such for him to give his experience.
Okay, we can go into that. Mr. Tang, can you go through your educational background and all of your experience and certifications that led you to your position in this field to be allowed to testify as an expert 20 plus times?
Sure. I received a Bachelor of Science with major chemistry from University of South Carolina. For my first 10 years, I was assigned to drug analysis section. Then the following years, 2000, I was assigned to fire debris analysis section. And around 2003, 2004, fire debris section and trace evidence merged as trace evidence.
Okay, so you've been analyzing fire debris since the year 2000, is that what you just testified to?
Correct.
Okay, so for the past 24 years, you've been analyzing fire debris through trace evidence and have been declared an expert 20 plus times in court.
Correct.
Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. The state would offer Mr. Tang, Agent Tang, as an expert in forensic analysis of trace evidence.
No objection.
Thank you. You're so qualified.
Thank you. So, as an expert in analyzing fire debris, what do you test for?
I test for ignitable liquid residues from the evidence that's submitted from the local agency.
Okay, you test for ignitable fluids?
Ignitable liquid, correct.
Ignitable liquids, okay. And so you can just tell if they're there or not, right?
Objection, leading.
I'm going to allow that. Just
Cumulative.
yeah. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you say when they got there?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Is it possible for there to be an ignitable liquid used that burns off during a fire?
Your Honor, objection, leading.
He's an expert, so we can ask him questions of that nature,
Well,
hypothetical.
Leading is still to be avoided, but I'm going to let her, just for efficiency.
The question should be what happens when
Yeah, I
things are
don't disagree.
ignited.
See if you can rephrase it a little bit.
Okay. If there is a negative result for ignitable liquids, does that necessarily mean that there was no ignitable liquid?
But once again, objection leading, that goes to the issue.
He would have to explain.
Let's see if there's a good way to get around that. What possible results might there be? There may be a way to restructure the
Sure.
question.
What possible results are there when you're testing for ignitable liquids, and why?
If there's negative result that either ignitable liquid was not there originally or is consumed in the fire due to a volatile component of ignitable liquid, it might have evaporated.
Okay, so it's possible that ignitable liquids are consumed in the fire
It's possible, yes,
or evaporate?
correct.
Okay. And let's go specifically to this case. Did you test items for Colleton County Sheriff's Office?
For this
Yes.
L192413,
Correct.
yes, I have.
Okay. I'm going to hand you a box that has been labeled as State's Exhibit 60. That's just the box that contains the items that have already been entered. So I would enter the box just for purposes of the record. And I'm going to ask you, Agent Tay, if these are the items that you tested, if you can just confirm that these are the items that you tested, and then you can go through and talk about your results. Okay?
Sure.
Thank you. And I'm going to leave you to that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Go ahead and tell us if you tested anything that tested positive for an ignitable liquid.
Item 4, one can contain powdery material and fire debris. The result is medium petroleum distillate found. Example of medium petroleum distillate include, but not limited to, some charcoal starter, some paint thinner, some dry cleaning solvents.
All right, and that was item 4 that tested positive.
Correct.
Did any of the other items that you tested test positive for ignitable liquids?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, going back to item 4, can you tell when that ignitable liquid was deposited in that fire debris?
No, ma'am.
And regarding the other items that tested negative, is that conclusive for not having an ignitable liquid?
Based on our testing, no ignitable liquid found. I'm sorry.
Okay. But does that mean that there was never an ignitable liquid?
Asked and answered, and also leading again, because she just asked, is that conclusive? And he repeated his answer.
Right.
I think he
You
was
were on to the
confused.
next question, but you're objecting over the past
She-
question or the question?
She rephrased it and asked the same thing. She asked, is it conclusive of no ignitable liquid? And he read his report once again, and she said, but that, then she asked him to explain in the other way, which means she's asking.
I'll just withdraw because I'm a little
Perfect.
confused
Thank
by
you.
defense.
Thank you, all right.
Okay, let's not make this any more confusing. Thank you, Agent Tang. Please answer any questions that the defense may have for you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Agent Tank.
Good afternoon.
We've heard all this evidence presented here from you that was given to you for testing and what you've tested. Hypothetically speaking, in your expert opinion, would it be unusual for ignitable fluids to be found in an area where they're frequently used?
If have legitimate reason for a sample to be there, I don't see why not.
You have your question, Your Honor. No further question, Your Honor.
Thank you. I would ask that Agent Tang be allowed to be released from his subpoena.
No objection.
No objection. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, John.
Good day.
State calls Catherine Lacey. Thank you, sir.
Raise your right hand. Do you affirm the testimony about to give before in this trial shall be the truth, so help you God? Yes, I do. Take a seat in the witness stand. State your name again for the record. Spell your last name.
Catherine Leisy, Leisy.